Hey there, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. This is your co-host, Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs. As always, joined by my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapashe. We are bringing you this wonderful world of boxing as we like to do every Sunday. Lots of talk to talk about this particular Sunday. Of course, today we are within 1 week of the very much anticipated, kind of unpredictable fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia that we are going to get in depth with later on in regards to that fight. And then, of course, in addition to some fights that took place Saturday night, some heavyweight boxing on ESPN Plus Top Rank, amongst other little stories that snuck
It's been raining the last 2 days. Okay, we got a break today, but still cloudy, overcast. Everything's wet. So
Hmm.
that's it from Tracy. Went to church. Now we're home.
It's a Sunday. It's windy over here. It's been windy. Like it's funny. The day starts off nice because I work at 4:30 in the morning. So like I'm awake, right? And it's dark as shit. And then the sun comes up and it's like, oh, it's gonna be a nice day. And then as it gets to like 7, 8 a.m., it starts to get windy, and then it just stays windy the whole rest of the friggin' day. It's like, damn it. But I mean, I guess this is spring weather, I suppose. We haven't got any rain, and I don't anticipate we're going to, but it's sunny, it's already hot, and it's windy as fuck. So if you're in Las Vegas, make sure to put those sunshades in your damn car and your truck because the seats get hot as fuck later on. But yeah, thankfully no rain on our end. Sunny, but this damn wind. If you got allergies, stay indoors. That's what I'm trying
Wow.
to say.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. So how was church?
Nice. It's
Yeah.
always good, man. Yes, sir. It's
Right
always
on.
good.
I was
Kids,
telling
the
you.
kids I'll go to a little Sunday school for the kids.
Mhm.
So it's helping Giovanni for his regular school, and then Delia, she's getting
Mhm.
to get her breaks from mama, right? Because
Mhm.
that's always interesting first day, right? Is when they have. But now with her doing that every Sunday, hopefully that'll help her when we finally have to put her into school and start that little thing with her.
Yeah,
So
the separation anxiety that occurs, right?
yeah, so everything else is good.
Right on. Fantastic. Well, that's good to hear. As always, of course, I know this is the time of the year that weather starts acting up, that people's allergies start acting, people will be getting sick because the drastic weather change that tends to happen. So thankfully, everybody is nice and healthy. If you hear my dogs in the background, don't mind them. They're doing their thing outside. Because sometimes the microphone catches
People
it and
robbing the house. Miguel's like, don't mind that. Just
yeah,
leave me alone. I'm
yeah.
recording.
They come in here to mug me like, do you mind? I'm fucking recording. Please. Like, can you not rob me right now? Like, 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. But we will get started with the show, of course. First and foremost, yesterday's results. Yesterday we had some boxing on ESPN Plus Top Rank, giving us some heavyweight action. The co-main event and main event fights of last night's card. There was an upset on the undercard very early on, which is not no big names or anything, but definitely it's crazy when a guy who's a favorite ends up getting upset. But specifically regarding the co-main event and main event, we had Effie
It was
Huh?
labeled the deportation fight.
What?
The
Which was it?
pink slip.
Oh
Remember?
yes. Yeah, that if you guys might have missed it, during the card, during actually
Love you,
the
Lee.
early they're fighting for the
you know,
green card.
you know that's what Lee would have called this one.
Yeah, they're fighting for the green cards because that's what it
Yep.
seemed like. That's what it was,
That's.
right? MT hashtag MTK fighting
I
for the green cards.
can't believe Bradley said that. Pink
Yeah,
slip.
if you
Someone.
guys if you guys missed it, some point during the undercard bouts, Timothy Bradley was referring to the co-main event between Ajagba and Vianello as the loser will most likely get their pink slips from Top Rank, right? And that essentially means they're out of the promotion. How he knew that, or what liberties he had to disclose that, who the fuck knows? But point is, he threw that out there somewhere at the undercard bout. So when he said that, it kind of sounded like Bernardo was trying to like, yes. And he's
Mom,
like,
is that
Effie Ajagba and Guido Vianello. It was a fun fight. It was pretty good. It was
yeah, it
pretty
was.
entertaining.
It
There was
worked.
some fireworks early on, right? Jogba got stunned pretty bad. He has been dropped before in previous fights, and he has come back and won. I believe his one loss coming to Sanchez. I forget his first name, but the guy who used to be in Canelo's corner, the Cuban heavyweight. That was his only losses, as far as I remember. And he came into this fight pretty confident. He has himself a WBC silver heavyweight title or something, right? So that kind of caught him. I don't know if he was overconfident or something, but Vianello caught him early, pretty early, stunned him as he was backing off. It looked like he had his hands low as he was disengaging from an exchange, and it sent him into the ropes. Vianello, to his credit, went a little, went in for the kill, but got a little too crazy, damn near almost headbutted Jogba, and it looked like they were going to go over the top rope. The
Yeah,
referee went in there to
yeah.
like stop him, right? They separated him, but I wasn't sure if that was going to be counted as a knockdown, like were the ropes holding a Jogba up, or was it just were they holding them up when they were both going to go over? What the hell was that about?
Unfortunately for Guido, I think he just went too far into him.
Mm.
Cole had to step in and break it up. That was his moment. That was his moment. He shouldn't have rushed. He should have just stayed there. He had a job hurt, and really could have went for the finish there. And yeah, that was bad because it's downhill from there. From that from that moment on. At first, I was a little upset that Cole had stepped in, but when you watch the replay, like you said, it almost seemed like they were about to fall. I think he had nothing else he could do but step in and break that up. So uh, the best that I've seen. How do you say his last name again? Ajagba?
A Jogba, yeah, yeah. I thought
Ajagba.
it was a Hogba, but no, I've heard him pronounce it a Jogba a few times, so I'm gonna
Okay.
go with that one.
Uh, it's the best we've seen him. Seriously.
Mm.
Now I don't know if it's the opponent or not. Because Guido is dead tired. Round 5, I mean, round 5, you can see this dude is gassed, and you're like, wait a minute, there's 5 rounds left in this fight, Guido. Yeah, I hope he gets a second win because he's looking tired right now. We're only halfway through, and he did seem like he got a second win in like maybe round 8 or 9. He came out bouncing again. Maybe looked like he was, but the damage was already done. And I think Ajagba's confidence was already through the roof. I really liked. I mean, look, could be the opponent, but I liked what I seen last night from him. So he gets, I guess, a new contract with Top Rank, right?
Yeah, or at least not terminated the other one.
Or at least
At
not
least.
terminated. So yeah, no, it was a good fight for him. Yeah, I was very impressed from what he used to be with the PBC. Looked like it was just a freak show. They basically his highlight was that guy that got out of the ring. Do you remember that?
I
You remember
do.
when that happened? That
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
the
As
only
soon
thing
as
they
the bell
really
rang. Mhm.
Yeah, it was like the only thing they ever really showed about him on his highlights. Last night, I mean, we have uppercuts, we have body shots, we have switching to the southpaw stance and still hurting him. Like, what? Now we're just fucking switching sides. Where did he learn all this from? So, hats off to whoever the trainer is that changed his boxing career. But definitely a step up last night in his career.
Funny that you mentioned it may have been the opponent, it may have been right, but
Right.
in regards to those uppercuts, I swear Guido could not get out of the way of goddamn uppercuts, man.
No.
Like he was damn near. I mean, and to Ajagba's credit, he was doing a pretty good job of disguising them. He wasn't like telegraphing them or anything. But man, dude, every time he'd come under, and it's just like boom, boom, and I'm like, God damn, you can't get out of the way of those goddamn uppercuts. And for as tired as Guido was, and for not as tired as Ajagba was, Guido just seemed. I think after that first round or was second round, whenever he had him stunned and near the ropes, it looked like Guido was just headhunting from that point forward. It seems like I had him hurt. I can get him hurt again. I'm going to finish him, and completely forgot about the body. Going downstairs at all, it just seems like he wasn't interested in that at all. And, you kind of sometimes can get the guy to bring his hands down if you go crowd him to the body first, pop his ribs a few times, and maybe you can catch him upstairs again. And Guido just seemed to be the headhunter. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what got him tired. It's just like, oh, I can get him again. I can get him again. And it was just bad on his part. It might just be the fact that he's the opponent, right? And he just couldn't get out of the way of those damn uppercuts, because we've seen some uppercuts from Jogba before. It wasn't like we haven't. But, man, for him to have thrown that many and for him to have landed that many, it's like Guido's just not going to get the clue. So, props to Jogba. He sees it's working. He's going to keep going for it. And like you mentioned, he looked a lot better. After he, shook off the cobwebs of getting rocked in that early round, he just took over from there.
And that's a great point. That's a great point about the body work, because I brought that up during the fight. You seen that Jogba started lifting his hands a little bit higher, like immediately after the knockdown, the next round or two. He was protecting the head more, and I said, Guido needs to go to the body. I always try to school Junior while we're watching, but you seen that he was paying way more attention up here and leaving this big old target down there, and nope, Guido never takes advantage of that. So that's a good point about one of the reasons why he didn't get the victory in that fight, because definitely had a moment there. He had him hurt, and he did not capitalize at all.
And that kind of maybe leads me to believe that he didn't know about the pink slip, because you'd think he would have he did go balls to the wall, but it's like maybe did he know? Did he not know? Did any of them?
I believe they did. Yeah. I believe they did, bro, because it looked like both of them were. Jogba put on the best performance of his career. Look, that guy didn't want to go home, right? So I think he knew, and then Guido was walking through some hell of strong punches. Both of these guys had good knockout power. He's hitting them flush from southpaw, right hand. It really didn't matter which way he was standing. I think they both knew. I don't think we were supposed to know.
Yeah. You hear that, Timothy? We weren't supposed to know, right? Maybe you weren't supposed to know.
Too much information, maybe, Timothy.
Yeah,
they really got to put it on the line. Hey, this is another thing. And I know we like to think that fight the best and it doesn't mean anything. Losses don't mean anything. And maybe that's true, because where these guys are, maybe 2 losses is not a good thing for your career. But we're talking both men had 1 defeat. Both men, 1 defeat. And this is what Timothy Bradley's saying in round 1. Well, a loss tonight, and that's it for them, you guys. Like, wow. Not too many. You don't even get 3 strikes, huh? Not even 3 strikes in this sport. So, for all the youngsters that are like, I'm going to be the next Floyd, just know you only get probably 2 strikes with Top Rank. You're out.
Jeez, I know, right? It's like already the chopping block. Like, yeah, it's just as a matter of fact, don't even go back to the locker room after your loss. Just get to the parking lot.
There's a plane ticket on the tunnel.
It's literally, it's like, you might want to swing by HR on the way out. You're going to pick up your last check and pick up
He's hey, Mick, where's my locker at, Mick? You run into Bob Arum's room. Where's my locker at, Bob? You're gone.
It's like your bags are outside. Your bags are already like touch your trainer. They're already outside in the jet. But unfortunately, that's going to be it. Maybe what's next for him, Guido, he's going to have to go, somewhere else. And of course, I'm sure everybody knows by now, Jogba got the job done. He ended up winning a decision, went the full 10 rounds, was it?
And it was a split, right? It was a split decision. Yeah. So one judge, which, look, I wasn't mad about, because Jogba gave up that final round, and I really don't like that. I hate when when fighters give up the final round. This is a close fight. Like I said, Guido did have a second win where, if he was only down by 2 points or something, round 8 or 9, he still has 5 rounds to get these points back. You give up the final round. It was just, there was one judge that gave it. I didn't argue. It wasn't like oh my God, he got 1 round. Especially when they said the last card was another very close. I think it was 115, 113. I believe it was what the scores were. That's scary, bro. Because I'm like, dude, he gave up the last round. That could have been it. But no, they still gave it to Jogba. So the right guy won, but but it was a close fight. It was an entertaining fight. But yeah, I would not want my business put out on the TV. Just tell me that in the back room, and you'll still get the same performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fucking.
That'd be nice. Imagine that arriving there, the building that day. Like, oh, by the way, if you don't put on a good performance, you're actually down.
You're all in the locker room. You're like, you told my wife before I could. All right, fuck you guys, man. That's a real interesting call. Yeah. Hey, babe. So you're fired? Did you get fired? Did they already fire you?
Yeah. She's calling you like, did you hear what Tim Bradley said? Like, no, sweetheart, I don't have a TV in the background. What's going on? I'm just warming up. What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, just so you know, if you don't win this fight, I'm leaving you. Like,
yeah.
I'm confused. What's happening? What?
Just playing. We're just playing.
Yeah, but it was nonetheless quite an entertaining fight. Considering what happens in the main event, which we'll get into here momentarily, there might be a lot more interest in seeing a Jogba more. So I mean, there always was interest because when he was with PBC and knocking people out, which I actually saw one of his fights when I covered a fight for PBC at one time. He's still, besides just the visuals, just seeing that big motherfucker up in there knocking somebody out. He's got a little bit of that it factor, people want to see him fight. And when he comes in throwing bombs, I mean, even when him getting stunned and then coming back, you're like, damn, this dude has a solid chin, right? So he already has a lot of interest buzz around him. And then we see the main event and we're like, yeah, I want to see this heavyweight. I really don't want to see this fucking heavyweight, even though this heavyweight over here is the American, which again, we'll get into momentarily, but it just seems like his stock went up. Even with him getting hurt, he does have a WBC silver title or whatever the fuck that means. But a Jogba, boom, another victory. His stock is going up. More interest in him and seeing him back in the ring sooner rather than later. Where that leads to, I'm not entirely sure. But at the moment,
it better lead to Anderson.
That quick though? That quick for Anderson? I mean,
look, a Jogba isn't no ex-champ, right?
Right.
So it's not that big of a jump. I definitely don't want to see Anderson in the ring with the cruiserweight again, but
Mm-hmm. No, that's understandable. I mean,
you would think with them being on the same card, same promotional company, same weight division, this is a setup fight, and it's a great setup fight. Mm-hmm. Anderson versus a Jogba seems like a right fight for Anderson. Did you hear the timeline? As a matter of fact, get into it. Get into the main event before I get into the damn timeline.
Yes, let's please do so. So the main event, we had the real big baby, Jared. I always want to call him Miller because they're the other one, Anderson. And so because I have the habit of calling. I mean, they're both big babies, right?
He's big baby, yeah.
And then there's the real big baby. So against Mary, I cannot pronounce his name because of how where is he from? Belgium or something like that, right? I think is a
Berlin. I thought it was Berlin.
Was it Berlin? Okay, cool. But as far as pronunciations, we do our best to pronounce names properly here. But of course, with so many fighting is an international thing, right? So we always get names pronounced oddly. But Riyad Murray. Who's a former cruiserweight champion. I believe they said he was a WBA cruiserweight champ, and in a recent fight upset an a former Olympian. So he seemed to have been, a pretty solid opponent, the kind of guy that's going to give Anderson some rounds, which he most certainly did.
Belgium, you were right.
Oh, Belgium.
I stand corrected. You were right, bro. Belgium.
So former cruiserweight title holder. We've talked about how pretty much insignificant cruiserweights are in the sport of boxing overall in the landscape, and that in the sense of hardly there's any buzz around them or anything like that. And for that matter, that's how we come across Murray. Former champ, great, not at heavyweight, previous victory over a former Olympian. We expected a much more competitive fight. I believe at the end of the fight, Joe Tessitore gave us some stat about being Murray's punch stat being like top 3 lowest in like heavyweight history or some fucking shit like that, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Like I don't know if he was gun shy or what the hell exactly happened there. Maybe at some point he was hurt during the fight where like he's like, okay, let me make sure I don't throw too many punches. In the end, it was a snooze fest. Jared Anderson got the victory, of course, unanimous decision. It was basically a glorified sparring session. Me and my dad were not liking it. We after seeing, like UFC 300, and we're like, our fucking blood is up here boiling. It's like, oh, what a great fucking card. And then we see the first heavyweight fight where the co-main event, like, oh fuck yeah, we're on the roll. And then we get to this, stinker of a fucking fight. So in the end, Jared got himself his victory. But Andrew, please sound off.
Glorified heavy bag workout would have been, because he got a few punches in. So he was a little bit more than a heavy bag. I think at one point it was 500 plus punches thrown by Jared and 78 thrown by the challenger. And we're talking late in the fight. It was just insane. I don't know how I stayed up. I did watch all 10 rounds. Not impressed with either guy, if that's even fair to say to Anderson. Look, Anderson is starting to be like a Berlanga to me with Top Rank. And I know Top Rank has already released Berlanga, but in the sense where I think they brought him up too fast. Now they're babying him, but they fucked up because he's already a main event guy. So they're trying to keep him there, even though they don't want to give him the step forward. I mean, did you hear about the timeline? They're 2025 is when he's going to go for a title. And like 2026, if I'm not mistaken, is when they're thinking undisputed. Like, damn, that's the long game. Okay.
I thought you were talking about a different timeline, talking about his troubles outside of the
ring.
ring.
No. And I guess he had those. Yeah, I guess he's going to court or something, they were saying on Monday.
Yeah, 2 cases, one in Michigan, one in Ohio, one for like some misdemeanor gun possession or some shit.
Oh, wow.
But it was bad. One was like, as a matter of fact, I was taking notes here. One talking about a traffic violation, and I don't know if he was like sleeping in his car or something. I don't know. He wasn't impaired, but apparently he had a weapon on him in his car, and that was in Ohio. Prior to that, or I guess that was first actually. Then comes February, most recently here, leading cops on some fucking high-speed chase or some shit in Michigan, and he gets that. So he's got 2 cases going on.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, dude.
Hey, he came in as a race car driver last night.
What do you mean?
He had. Oh my God.
That was his. No.
Yes. Bro, he is so fucking in trouble if the judge seen that. Bro, he had a race car hat on and the jacket.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna watch it again because I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, he was.
Now that makes sense. Do you know? Because at first you're like, I don't get it, right? I don't get it.
Yeah,
it was a high-speed chase.
Yeah, it says February he was in a high-speed chase in Michigan, right? So that was number one, and then afterwards, and then oddly, when he was interviewed during like yesterday's like segment that they do like a little promo before the fight, he talks about how it wasn't his proudest moment, but he doesn't regret it. Like that's what he said. He was like, yeah, I'm not my proudest moment, but I don't regret it. Like, oh, really? Oh, that's nice. That's great that you.
That's gonna be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, just stuff like that. And ultimately, I think I forgot how it came to an end, but he like went into some bushes or something, or I forgot the hell it was. And
I don't regret it. That's gonna stay with him too.
Yeah, like
if that's what he said.
Yeah, on camera. Like, even if you don't legitimately regret it, don't fucking admit it on the camera, bro. Like, come on, that's just common sense. And he talks. The whole point of that little promo was Kriegel talking about him being just a contradiction, right? He says he calls himself smart, but he calls himself stupid. All that stuff, right? Contradicting himself essentially, and that's kind of how he is. He's like, yeah, I do these stuff, but I have to get better, yada yada. And then on top of that, apparently he has a kid on the way. On top of everything else, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I have to assume that has something to do with his performance in the ring. When you have so many things like that, I mean, he's still a very young cat, so it's not
a lot of distractions. You're right.
A lot of distractions, and maybe and I will say it because it's a saying in the fight game. Sometimes you have to win this one. You just win this one, you look better on the next one. It's just how it is. Win next one, and maybe it's just one of those fights. I don't know.
I just feel like his talent isn't there yet, and there's nothing else they can do with them. Sort of like what they got with Berlanga, and they just let him go after the contract was done, or maybe Berlanga wanted way more money and way to be where he wasn't, and Top Rank wasn't going in debt for free. You know what I'm saying? They're not just doing nothing to get nothing back. Floyd, they would go in debt for because they thought they would get their money back. Shit like that. No, I didn't know that he. That's really dumb of this kid. I don't know what his plea deal was. All that comes into question when you laugh at a judge, right? When you make a judge courtroom a mockery, right? And wearing a fucking NASCAR outfit out to the fight 48 hours before you're about to step in front of a judge, it's probably not a good idea. Don't know who his PR person is, but don't know who his lawyers are, but they're all they're calling the judge today and like, hey, trust me, he knows whatever community service that young man agreed to, double it, Your Honor. Whatever you're gonna fine him, double it, Your Honor. You like, come on. There's phone calls being, bro, a NASCAR outfit, and you're about to go to trial for a speed chase that you really didn't regret either. So not only do you say you don't regret the shit, but now you're wearing a NASCAR outfit out to the fight 48 hours before the court date.
And I didn't even realize that's what he was wearing because, like, again, we're kind of, he's worn these outfits before. I remember him wearing like a Grinch mask or something around Christmas time, yada yada, right? So he does these little themed type stuff. Sometimes he comes out looking like a pimp with like a cane and everything. So it's like, okay, a little bit of entertainment before he comes into the ring. Drinking some coffee. Gotta get some coffee.
No, it's Red. It's Red Hawk. I think it's a casino, bro. We gotta get sponsors. Gotta get sponsors. There you go.
If y'all
Red Hawk Casino, guys.
Yeah, we need some sponsors, y'all. If you guys want, we'll lose money in your casino if it means you'll give us some of that back. But yeah. So on top of everything else, are you drinking coffee? It's like 2:30 in the morning. I mean, in the afternoon, bro. It's like 2.
Shut up. Okay, like, how about that?
It's supposed to be in the morning. Like, your ass ain't sleeping tonight. Like, how many cups has this been?
Yeah, no, that's probably number 7.
Oh shit! Damn. I bet you're freaking jittery as fuck. Get that shit crack-a-lacking in the afternoon after church.
I tell you what, though, I'm glad that I had some negative things to say about Anderson because his future don't look bright if these are the choices that he's making. Distractions possibly, but I'm going to go back to what I was saying about I just don't see the talent. I don't see the IQ. I don't see the speed, right? The power. I'm talking Mike Tyson speed. I'm talking Evander Holyfield power. I'm talking the size of Riddick Bowe, George Foreman. You understand? Some of the past, I won't go too far back, but some of the past American heavyweights that they're special, man. This dude threw 78 punches and probably like 10 rounds, maybe is when they called that. He only threw 78 punches, probably around 10 or so. Don't hold me to that, but let's just,
Yeah. But we get the point. It was nothing.
Yeah, it was late in the fight. You can't fucking think of a game plan to take this guy out. There's nothing you can do. They're saying 5'9". It says online 5'11". I don't know what his size was, but he was small. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just put more pressure on him. Like, he's clearly not countering you. He's not throwing the same amount of punches as you. He's not going to be really competitive. So go balls to the wall. Take him out. Like, what's the point?
And even when the only time he'll go balls to the wall is when he responds. Who cares if he's only doing it to the tempo that you want, right? So he should be able to find a way to land his combinations, and maybe he has to block a few, maybe take one. But it's at your tempo, so this fight should be easy. You're calling the shots here. This guy's just responding. Yet we're in a 12-round snooze fest. I don't know where you go with it. I like the Ajaba fight because I don't think that guy is top 10. I don't think he's top 5. I don't think if that's where he's ranked, then our heavyweight division's not that great. But I don't think that he is. So it should be a good fight for ESPN. Ajagba has a fan base. He's been with the PBC and he's been with ESPN for 3 fights, I believe now at Top Rank. So he's known. I like that fight. I don't put it this way. I'm not watching Anderson versus another one of these Myers or whatever this young man's name was from Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium. Yeah,
Belgium. Did not do anything for the cruiserweight division. Damn guy, could have helped them out.
I know, right?
Now you look like an overweight light heavyweight, man.
Yes, you're just giving us a glimpse of what could potentially happen in a couple of months with fucking Fury and Usyk. But
there was a bunch of dads like telling their kids, "Yeah, that's why we don't watch cruiserweights. This guy doesn't just look fat; he just looks fat. He's a fat middleweight. Lose some weight, dude."
Yeah, like you see, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. He doesn't have a lot of pop. It's a typical cruiserweight kind of thing. It's prototype. It's a typical that. And he himself was coming off of victory off of some former Olympian, so people thought he was going to be something, and then he pulls off these kind of fucking fights. It sucked. It most certainly wasn't main event worthy. Some of the fights on the undercard were a lot more exciting, of course.
Tim Bradley asked for the ref to stop it for inactivity. That's how bad it was.
Yes. Fucking, my dad was saying the same shit. My dad, because my dad is very cutthroat. He tells me, when Riyadh goes back to his corner, he's like, if I was his corner man, I'd be like, dude, are we fighting or not? What the fuck do we come here for? I'm gonna throw in the towel. You don't want to fight? You can tell me, I'll throw in the towel. Boom, we're out of here. Fuck this, going back and forth thing. And then my dad was like, if the corner doesn't do it, the goddamn ref should have done it. At some point, be like, hey guys, what's going on? Are we gonna dance here for 12 or 10 rounds, or what the hell's going on? So a few times my dad, he's just very because he always loves to bring up Teddy Atlas and Michael Moore, and he's like, I slapped the motherfucker in his goddamn face when he gets in the car. Like, what the hell? This is your chance. You're main eventing against this young, hot, American prospect, and you come in and put on one of these kind of performances. What the hell? So my dad loves bringing up that Teddy Atlas and Michael Moore incident. So whenever he sees fights like this, he's like, remember Teddy Atlas? Like, yes, did that. You tell me every time. I know exactly what you're talking about. But I mean, it's not like he's not lying. I mean, like he's not telling the truth. It's like, man, at what point, just out of I don't know, anger, the guy is tagging you up and he's like popping you in the face. At no point do you want to just bite down on your mouthpiece and swing back at the son of a bitch. It looked like he had no urgency. Riyadh, I'm talking about Murray. He had no urgency whatsoever. It's just like he's going to go through the motions and, some sort of moral victory going 10 rounds with Jared Anderson. It's like, all right, well, I went in there with him and I gave him 10 good rounds. Good rounds.
As long as none of his fellow countrymen watched the fight, that will fly. But if they actually watch the fight, you're gonna be like, bros, they booed for about 7 rounds. The commentators asked for it to be stopped. No, it was a garbage ass performance. He didn't help himself at all as far as the moving the needle on his badassness of, at least he's in the ring, but his American debut was a straight flop. It was an absolute flop, and hope he never comes back kind of deal. And the fans, like I said, they booed the whole night. They booed the whole night. I feel bad for Anderson, but on the other side, I don't. Right? Sometimes you karma is a fucking thing in this world, and it seems like he's bringing a lot of bad karma into his life right now. He might want to check himself on what he's doing outside the ring and the decisions he's even making. Like I said, making a mockery of his court case that's about to be happening on Monday was probably not a good idea at all. He better hope that judge was not watching that fight, because they can throw a plea deal out the window. Just because the DA and everyone accepts a plea deal does not mean the judge needs to accept that fucking plea deal, right? So he could throw that out and maximize everything all over again, and that's it. Once that hammer drops, the judge has made his fucking, his judgment. I don't know how else you're supposed to say it, but yeah, I'd be pretty nervous if I'm his lawyers. All that work you put in, yeah, you still get paid, right? But no, you can't put that. Remember when I got Jared Anderson off that high speed chase? That will no longer be there because you couldn't even keep your boy from making a dumbass decision like that, walking in the ring in a fucking NASCAR outfit. And it makes so much sense that he's doing it just to make a joke of his case.
Sure. Yeah.
Because dude, when he was walking in, bro, it's all fogging up. I was like, can he even see where he's going? He was losing eyesight, Miguel. You just see it. Hey, and whoever's played paintball, they know exactly what he's going through, man. That fucking used to suck, dude. And that bell rings, it's early in the morning, your shit's just fogging up. You're like, fuck, I can't see shit. You gotta get down and try to clean your things, but then they get mad when you take your mask off. But really nothing else you can do. That's how I was feeling for Jared when he was walking in the ring. I was like, I know he can't see soon. And be honest with you, he takes it off before he gets in the ring. It was probably a point where he's like, I can't fucking see. Take this thing off me now. Yeah, I don't know where they go with him, and because he's being a knucklehead outside of the ring, they might not even have a far future with him. You know, maybe that's why they're slow playing him too, because they don't really know what they have yet. You know what I mean?
I think I want to say Joe Tessitore even said that he can get up to 5 years. Like that's what
wow.
what Joe, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure for which one. I mean, is it both? Because it's different states. So
probably the high speed chase, bro.
High speed chase.
You can get a lot of charges and involved with those kind of things.
Sense. Yeah. Yep. So and I remember him saying that because prior to the main card, Joe Tessitore did bring that up, and he's talked about, they were after the little package that they had on him. Timothy Bradley had his say about it, how inexperience is a big deal, and how he's like just doesn't know yet. He's still a young man, and he's gonna bring a kid into this life too. It's like, man, dude, what, if you have everything going, I guess per outsider's perspective, everything going right. You're winning your fights. You're not getting in trouble outside of the ring, yada yada. And you bring a child into this picture. Well, then so be it. Whatever. But when you're already fucking up and you're putting on these kind of performances, and then outside of the ring, you're getting these charges on top of the fact that you could be put away for several years if things don't go your way, and you're gonna bring a kid like the child is gonna be born while your ass is in jail. Like, has that not clicked yet? Has that not, I don't know, just stuff like that just kind of
big baby needs to grow up, I guess, and we should start with the nickname.
Have we and here's the thing. Remember one of his most recent fights that it didn't go his way, and the ESPN camera crew followed him into his locker room, and he was crying as he was hugging his mom on the couch. Do you remember that? They kind
I don't.
There's like a couch, right? And they did it with Lomachenko as well. He went back to his corner room and he was covering his face. But I'm not liking the fact that these camera crews go in there, but I guess It's kind of a thing now. Anyway, he goes and he sits on the couch with his what I think is his mom. I'm not sure. And he kind of starts tearing up, right? And his mom's kind of trying to console him, right? Because it was another shitty performance, and it was a much tougher fight than this one. And I don't remember who his opponent was at the time, but to his opponent's credit, he made it a much harder fight for Jared. And he was either tearing up or something, but he was being consoled by his mom. I don't remember them mentioning it. We might have to do some research, but is his dad in the picture? Is his dad around, or is his dad? Because that's the only thing. I mean, honestly, the only thing. But one of the major things that when that's what dads do. They keep their sons out of jail and their daughters off the stripper pole. That's what fucking dads do. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's I wonder if him not being around, because I don't know for sure that's the case or not, and I could be completely off here. But seeing that kind of stuff, it's where the hell is the discipline in his life? Who's cracking the whip on his ass when needed? Because I don't think his mom is doing it. Especially when
his mom is done.
Big fucking baby.
Let's not take too much credit from her. If the dad isn't there, and I don't know the situation of his personal life like that, but she's done a good job so far. The kid's on TV. He's undefeated, heavyweight contender. Let's give her that credit. It's time for Jared to grow up now, right? Now he's a dad. So all those, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, but all that stuff you want to blame on your parents needs to kind of go away when you become a parent. Now you need to fix what you already know what was wrong. Correct?
Sure, for sure.
It's just that sometimes it's life, man. Sometimes you don't get the apology you wanted. You don't get the closure you wanted. And that's just life. But with your family tree, your kid, change it.
Yeah, that's your chance. That's your chance.
That's right. And that's what Jared needs to do this morning, and get some better opposition. Seriously. Because what I don't want to happen to him is they baby him. Look, dude, that whole 2026, let's call it 25, but I could have swore they said 26, but let's say 25, all right? Because 26 just sounds too far down the road. Even 2025 that's kind of BS to be like, hey, keep buying these tickets, but we're not going for a belt until 2 years.
Yeah. And so, okay, well, I mean, well, hold on. When you heard this, but this is before the fight.
Yeah, it's like during. Okay. Yeah, it's like during. How they talk about him during the fight and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're basically giving the timeline of what Top Rank is feeling about Jared Allen's career, and they're thinking going for a heavyweight title in 2 years, basically. Yeah, because we're in 24. Yeah,
early 24. So we're
Yeah.
barely, well, I guess say early to mid. We're
I'm
about
gonna
to be
say they
pushing.
said undisputed in 26, bro.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I mean, is it the fact that he's on the path that he's in, at the rate that he's going, at the speed that he's going, is that why they said, well, we'll just say it was 2026, we'll just say, right? Is that why, or because we still haven't figured out how the heavyweight division is going to look at that point? Because we have in a couple of months, May 18th, I think, Usyk and Fury, right? Whoever wins out of that, are they going to stick around long enough to defend it several times, or what's going to happen? Are we going to get a future AJ fight? So are they just like giving themselves a lot of I don't know, leeway to let the big heads at heavyweight sort itself out before Jared gets into the picture? Because we're going to have AJ in the picture at some point, right? Maybe he wins, maybe he beats.
And I agree with what you're saying, but if Jared Allen was to like step up and face Anderson, face the loser of one of the even like the winner of Zhang and Wilder, right? Yeah. Are they those are the two fighting?
Yeah, they're fighting on the undercard of some fucking shit. Yeah.
His ranking would be as high as everyone else's. Joshua isn't better than Anderson at that moment, right? They would both be deserving. Like, yeah, Joshua's a big star, but he has hella losses. He's had hella shots. Like, I don't see, if he was ready to be the next American heavyweight champ, I do not see Top Rank being like, no, let's hold him back. We want to give these other guys a shot. If he was like Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, fuck all of you guys. We're knocking all of your heads off and taking this bitch over.
But one is their own. One is Fury, and he's with
he's Top old, Rank, bro. Fury's old. You know how this game is played. You know, and he's the last one. Trust me, they wouldn't do it early, but they don't give a damn about that. There's no legacy. Look at what they did to Pacquiao, man. If Bob loved anyone, it would have been Manny. And he did him dirty a few times. Timothy Bradley decision, you know, some of those Marquez situations. It was definitely Bob will fucking what did Eddie Hearn had a great thing. He said you could burn Bob's house down and he'll do a deal with you that day, the same day or something. If it makes money. If it makes money, basically Bob Arum will sign off on it. So I think if Big Baby was if Anderson was ready to take off Fury, then that's what they would do, and maybe do a rematch in a third fight and make some real good money.
Yeah, right. I mean, because right now that's the American hope, right? Yeah. I mean, we can call them the American hype, but it's the hope. It's like as far as heavyweights go. I mean, really, you know, Americans, we've been kind of out of the thing during the whole Klitschko era. It's like we weren't even, you know, anything. We weren't there. It wasn't until we finally had to some degree Wilder.
We were sending Shannon Briggs over, right? Freaking. Who are the other? Who was that? The one, the banker. They used to call him the banker. Klitschko knocked him out hella fast. Curly, white-haired, mixed American, black and white. He was mixed. Oh, what was his name, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
He was undefeated. He was undefeated for a while. Then he goes over there. Klitschko just annihilates his ass. It wasn't even.
I'm trying to remember what it is.
Then we had Michael Grant. Remember Michael Grant?
Oh, yeah,
he goes up against Lewis. Like it gets annihilated. Just nothing.
Yeah, and then Calvin Brock.
Calvin Brock. There it is. You just said it. We thought Calvin Brook. Brook or Brock. One of those two.
Yeah. Face down.
That was him. That was him. Good one. Good call, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's those guys I remember. Yeah. And then Daryl something, some tall motherfucker, lengthy. Yep. Just I'm telling you, and then we have Jared Anderson, and then we're gonna fall short again. The heavyweight division,
and even Deontay, bro. You could throw Deontay in there.
No, I did earlier, but it's just like, I mean, that was our only thing, right? It was Deontay, bronze medalist, right, or the bronze bomber. It's like,
and both Olympians, not that great of professional fighters, man. Both of our last American Olympians, Wilder and Anderson, right? Anderson was on a team also, correct?
Oh, was he? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was.
Yeah. Both, and they're just not, you know, it's just not what we used to produce, man. So there's going to be some big money for the next heavyweight. The next heavyweight American champ and the next big welterweight or whatever, De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard. Those is going to be huge money. Huge money. Garcia's kind of showing us it, and he's a, and I'm talking Ryan, and he's a not even near what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the next Ray Leonard or
Sure.
Oscar, right, coming out with the medal, with the gold medal. So he's not even near them yet. Look at what he's been able to produce, because I think America is kind of just fiending for that next big guy. So hopefully that is something that keeps our dads putting these kids into this sport. You know what I mean? So
Well, that's the thing though. Like that's kind of, and I've heard of this I don't know, theory we can call it, right? Hypotheses of there's just bigger contracts in other sports. You know, if you're a big dude, if you're a big guy, your chances are your dad is going to put you into football or basketball or something to get that kind of big contract. We're not seeing these guys go into the boxing gym, you know, especially when you're getting punched in the fucking face as opposed to being on a team throwing a ball around. You know, I mean, yes, I'm not going to say that football isn't a tough sport, because it most definitely is, but you can kind of sort of rely on your team. You know, it's not, and you can do that in boxing as well. But my point is, when you're in the ring, it's just you. You know, you go back to the corner, they tell you what to do, and you still have to go out and execute it. At the very least, in a team environment like football or basketball, you can rely on those guys. Even if you're not having a great night, you can have an off night and still win the damn game. You can't do that in fucking boxing. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think that's just kind of the way we Americans are. You know, we're gonna lean our kids towards like football in high school, especially if he's a good athletic big guy. You're not going to take him out of that and put him into a boxing gym. Chances are he's like, all right, let's see how far you can get and see if you can get you in the NFL or some shit like that. It doesn't seem that kind of interest in boxing.
Not only has our heavyweight division fallen off in the last 30 years, maybe.
Oh, geez, how long, huh? Yeah.
Well, if you look past the Evander Holyfield era, we don't really have another great. We just don't. Named a bunch of them that were, you know, mid-level guys. I don't think Wilder's going to become great, and I don't think Anderson's great or even has potential. I could be wrong, but I've watched this show a few times, and I just don't see it. Like I said, speed, power, you know, he's got the walkout down, and I'm not just talking about this one, you know, but that's it. You know, he does good on event planner maybe in his future. I don't know.
It's like you can make outfits for fighters in the future if you like. How good are you with this one?
Sewing machine. But we've always been told that the big men are not doing boxing anymore. Muhammad Ali scared a bunch of parents getting their kids away from here. And then you had football. They pay crazy money. In basketball. Dude, basketball, you hear shit like dudes are playing for like 12 minutes the whole year. They made like 10 million, 12 million. It was $1 million a minute. Like, what? He played 12 minutes? What are you talking about? You know, it's crazy how basketball, how those guys make such crazy money. And they play, you know, very small minutes per game or whatever. So no, we're definitely seeing it, because our heavyweight division's trash, and Jared Anderson is, you know, if he makes it, great. He's gonna make good money. But I don't see it, and I don't like how his decisions outside of the ring. So doesn't look good for us on the heavyweight division.
You don't think it'll kind of happen by default? Like, because it kind of sort of happened by default for Wilder. There weren't other American heavyweights that were up to his standard, or what he later would become, you know, with winning a title and then holding on to it for as long as he did, knocking people out. Granted, you know, Jared doesn't have that one punch knockout power that Wilder has has. But you don't think maybe just because de facto there's no one else, I guess it's just gonna have to be like, you don't think he'll at least get to the success part of his career because frankly there was nobody else in the way?
Right now, he's not a favorite against anybody in the top 5, right? I don't even know if this kid can beat Joseph Parker at this moment. So right now, he's out. He would get the fight. He would lose the fight. That's his only paycheck. Now you're fighting for pennies or hundreds of thousands. Your next one, you lose again, you're out. Basically what we've seen this weekend with Vito, or what is Guido?
Guido, yeah.
Guido.
Vianello, yeah.
Guido and Ajaba. Basically, it would be the same scenario for him, because you're too young. can't be losing this early in the game, right? Especially when you're trying to make their type of money, the heavyweight type money. So no, no, he can't lose early. I don't know what the hell. Like I said, man, I think they're kind of stuck with him that his skills aren't going up, but his money is supposed to go up. The opponent's supposed to go up. At some point, Top Rank needs to see his skills match what he's going to be asking of them to fight those better guys, or they're going to walk just like they did on Berlanga. It's a company that doesn't mind letting stars go. We see him do it with Garcia. We see him do it with Terrence. We see him, Berlanga. They're not.
If it's a liability, they will let your ass go.
I think especially where the sport is right now. I think Bob has really been upfront with these guys. There's no money. We don't have HBO giving us $8 million guaranteed because they were or the casino's giving us $5 million and HBO giving us $3 million. Remember when that? I mean, that used to be our reality, bro. Yes. They were getting money from both people. We I don't know, and I don't know the arrangement with T-Mobile, if they're still getting money from T-Mobile to put those fights on there, or if we're renting T-Mobile. I don't know who owns that. You would think it was the guys that own the what's the hockey team?
Oh, the Golden Knights.
Las Vegas Golden Knights. I think it's their owner that owns that.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember the story was he paid for that building on his own. So if he's not a part of a casino, how does this work? That we're going to have to figure out one day, Miguel. But so boxing lost. Platform we've ever seen. Go see how that worked for them. Canelo, the fucking date, right? He had to go get two people to fucking pay his bill. He didn't just go out there and they're like, oh my God, here, back up the Brinks truck. Canelo's a free agent. Right? I'm just being real. Look at Terrence. Terrence just put on the fucking performance of his life, man. Takes out Spence in what was legendary performance. This put this guy as one of the greatest of all time in the welterweight division. Nobody is answering his call. Boxing is in a real bad place. Bob Arum's not signing free checks right now. If Anderson don't get his shit together, he might be released before he even gets his shot, or stay humble at the negotiating table. Look, I keep telling you guys this, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'm hoping that they're starving us right now so that they're hitting like a reset button, bro. All these fighters are going to be like, man, we need our fights back. And then one of these networks or platform, DAZN, I don't even know. They spent so much money. It might have to be a new platform that comes in and says, all right, we'll give guaranteed money to put you on our streaming app. Sort of how you want Prime to do PBC. Get something going on a regular basis and we'll give real money. Hopefully they're just starving these guys, bringing these guys back to reality. You're not all Floyd. You're not all Manny Pacquiao. You got to work up to this shit, So that's what I'm my last hope for this sport is, because seriously, it's not looking good. We can even talk about the rumor is the tickets are fucking trash for this weekend. Yeah, they sold like only 5,000 seats or something, bro.
We'll get to that momentarily. What about a new nickname for Jared Anderson? What would we do? Like what? Let's try to recommend Jared. Let's see. I don't know what good nickname we can give him instead of the real big baby, because I think that's kind of the last image that you want to portray is, number one, you acting like this, and then nicknaming yourself the real big baby. It's like, oh yeah, you're not a real baby. I'm a real baby. Okay, that's not exactly bragging rights. I don't think that's a good way of going about it. What new nickname can we give this motherfucker?
I don't know, because he hasn't given me a moment. I don't even know what Anderson's moment in this sport is yet. To me, it's his walkouts. Right? He's always got some kind of costume or statement. Remember when he did the BLM
Yeah, that's
the
true.
shorts, stuff like this. I don't know. I really don't know what that's up to whoever's around him. You see him, get something off of him in the gym or whatever. If he's throws a lot of punches. I don't know, Miguel. I don't know what to name the kid.
I don't know either. As I was trying to think, I was like trying to think off the top of my head. I'm like, what can we call him? The real.
He's not the people's champ yet. You know what I mean?
No.
I haven't even seen him in an exciting fight where.
I mean, I've seen him in a couple of exciting fights, but they've been against one-sided
obscure, obscure opponents, man.
Not the kind of guys that when they up your competition and you mop the floor with them, then it's like, oh damn. But he hasn't been doing that. He's been winning, obviously, but he hasn't been mopping the floor. And we sure as fuck didn't see it yesterday. If anything, people were passing out in the damn crowd, booing the shit for however many rounds on end. I don't know what kind of nickname we can give him, but if Jared, if you're listening, your team is listening, you should probably
all coming out of the pin at 30 something, probably 30 years old, eh?
Oh shit, right? Yeah, and you don't want that. I don't think you want that reputation going into prison. It's like, oh, I'm just a real big baby, and I was like, no, I don't think you want that going into fucking prison, homie. That's probably not a good idea. I'm just saying. I mean,
you look like Gervonta Davis there. That's what Gervonta does.
Shit.
He's another. Gervonta's a funny guy, man. That dude's funny too.
Yeah, he has his moments for sure.
You see the video where they asked him about Pitbull, and he kind of looks the dude up and down with those little funny eyes. Like, bro, he hung out with his mom too much. And that was his mom looking him up and down right there. That sure was not his dad. He was like, yeah, what?
Yeah. And he just went like,
go get some cookies. You ever seen that Bernie Mac?
Skit? No.
No? Oh man, Bernie Mac, Kings of Comedy, bro. You gotta watch that shit. Gonna get some cookies. That's what his nephew used to talk to him. Little motherfucker right here.
Oh jeez.
Everyone that knows that joke knows what I'm talking about. Get some cookies. That's what Gervonta looked like right there. He looked like he was looking him up. But yeah, Gervonta don't want that. What'd he say? He said, "Oh, as long as the money is good or whatever." Man, you don't want that smoke.
He doesn't. No, fuck no, he don't. Especially not now. I mean, you would think you got to win over him. Now you can get another win off him. Go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? And then probably make more money. But
and it's that move up, bro. It's that move up. It's that 5 pounds.
I've heard that what's his name? Cruz is willing to drop back down to 35. Not for Gervonta particularly. Not particularly for Gervonta. He just said, moving back down to 135. But I don't remember him specifically saying anything to do with Gervonta specifically. So, but I've heard contradicting things because I've heard that from him as far as going back down to 135 for a reason, and then I've heard first title defense later this year. So I'm like, well, it's one or the other. You don't have a belt at 135. So obviously they're talking about the one he just got off of Raleigh. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think he will. I think obviously it'll be a good idea for him to stay at 140. Not only is the money there right now, but obviously the competition. A victory over one of those other top guys will really put him higher than he is right now.
The money's there.
And he'll leave fucking Gervonta in the dust at this point, So, but yeah, I don't know about that.
And Gervonta don't got no guaranteed money coming at him. Look, right now, what's working for we've seen, and I know it's going to be, I know I'm jumping here, but you heard about Boots, right? Boots moving on from PBC?
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be a common thing, I think, coming here down the line because there's no money, man.
Well, hell, let's talk about that because I did want to talk about that. I called him, and I think people are in the inner circles, on the inside, they know how terrible that pay-per-view did with PBC and Amazon Prime, and I think they're like, well, that fucking sucks. I'm out of here, bouncing. Yeah. So the first person to go is Boots Ennis, right? Going to Ennis, I always forget his last name, but Boots, will call him Boots. Going to Matchroom, that's the zone. There's going to be some people over there he can fight, I'm sure, but is this the great exodus? It's like people are going to start fucking bouncing.
Miguel, it's not even a hard sell. I mean, you're over here like, hey, Conor Benn, we guarantee you guys $3 million if you want to fight Conor Benn, and he's gonna go, hey, Al, what do you got for me? Oh, well, we got this Prime Amazon pay-per-view coming up. I don't know. I can give you this percentage, and it's big because he's not the main event guy. But with DAZN, he's the main event guy against Conor Benn. This is not even hard. We know damn well Boots is not going to be serving up no fucking pay-per-view headliner. So he's always going to be the co-feature or the undercard. You're not making serious money. You go to DAZN, you're instant main event. I'm telling you right now, they could even do him and Virgil Ortiz, not pay-per-view, but if those two men wanted to be back old school, right, when they just faced each other, you could even match them up. That's a main event. That's not an undercard. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's not even hard anymore to get these guys away from the PBC. If this is truly the route the PBC has went into, is their only pay-per-view and their only no guaranteed purses, it is not going to be hard to take their fighters anymore, because everywhere else, seeing Golden Boy, all these guys, ESPN, they all got guaranteed purses, man. So
is this the beginning of a change? I mean, we thought that fight or that PBC signing with Amazon Prime was going to be an improvement. It's going to be something different, right? It's going to be something good for the sport, and it doesn't. At least maybe it's still too early on to tell. I don't know, but obviously with nobody reporting the pay-per-view buys for Fundora and Sue, it's like, well, it doesn't look very good, and more often than not, when they keep quiet about stuff like this.
Oh, bro, this is way too long.
Right? This is way too long. March 30th, 31st, when it happened, we're talking already 2 weeks later and haven't got any definitive numbers. That doesn't look good. So if people like Boots see that, and other people, I mean, hell, imagine this, right? And again, I'm probably just drinking the PBC Kool-Aid. I don't know, but let's say Gervonta loses to Frank Martin. So let's just say he loses to Frank Martin, and Martin says, "Cool, I'm out of here. Off to fucking Matchroom I go, or anybody else for that matter." He's out of there. Like we have to start thinking about this kind of stuff when we see how close. Let's just say the fight is close and it goes to decision. Are we gonna have again Al Heyman? You better make sure that fucker doesn't have a belt on the way out of here, because he's gone too. Frank Martin, and if he gets a victory, chances are he's out of here too. So. It could be the beginning of a mass exodus for PBC, people taking off, going other people, and it's kind of ironic because I remember Leonard Ellerby clowning on De La Hoya, talking about how we took all your fighters, and now it's kind of like PBC is going to start probably losing a lot of fighters to maybe De La Hoya, maybe Top Rank, maybe Matchroom, stuff like that. So wow, I think this is probably, it seems as though this is going under the radar right now. It's Boots leaving to PBC to go to Matchroom, but I think it's probably, and again, I'm just jumping the gun, I think it's the beginning of something that we should probably be paying attention to, and I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to it. Like they announced it, okay, great, but I don't think they're digging any deeper than that. They're just saying, okay, well, he left PBC and now he's going to Matchroom, yada yada, but I'm not sure if they're really understanding the real potential future ramifications of that. That seems to me as though it's the beginning of something.
He is putting so much hope into Canelo, and I'm talking about Al Heyman. If Canelo doesn't sell this Amazon deal, look for Eddie Hearn, Oscar, and Top Rank to tell the PBC guys we don't even need Amazon Prime. They're not bringing anything to the table. We don't get guaranteed money. We have our own TV camera crews. We do our own pay-per-views. So we don't need that. And their fans aren't buying what we're delivering. Canelo is supposed to be the biggest face we have. If DAZN outsells Amazon, look for DAZN to not even work with them in the future. Until they can build a fan base on Amazon that's actually going to bring something to the table, why would you split the pot?
Yeah. No, yeah, totally understandable. I think we should keep a close eye on the happenings.
Munguia. We gotta keep a close eye on Munguia Canelo to see what the sales look like for each company. I don't think Haney versus Garcia is not on PBC, right? That's not on Amazon. That's just going to be on DAZN pay-per-view, correct?
Haney and Garcia, you said? Yeah, because
Yeah.
neither of them are PBC. So no, it won't be Amazon at all. It'll be DAZN pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's some big moves going to happen. Because remember how we thought that's going to outsell Gervonta? So now you have DAZN working on its own with Oscar. They're going to outsell the fighter that supposedly brought in all that money, right? And then you turn around and have Canelo flop on Amazon. It's just not going to look for L and on any of those. Garcia outsells them. They didn't even use your guys' platform, and now Canelo doesn't even sell on.
And they will. I mean, we already know it. They're going to outsell Gervonta.
I'm hoping, bro. Man,
we'll see. I mean, I guess if we compare it to Gervonta Martin, obviously, but Canelo Munguia, fuck.
Oh, they're gonna outsell them. I don't know if it's gonna do the 1.4 that Ryan kept and Oscar kept proclaiming it was gonna do. Ryan has went so far on this promotion. Look, like we said last week, I'm still there, Miguel. I don't know if this kid is fucking serious anymore or if he's not. I don't really want to mess with him either way, because if he's not, what a douchebag. You fucking played mental illness, you played child molestation, all these cards, killing. You said you'd kill a guy, bite his ear off.
Just pull you off him kind of thing.
I can't even. I would have to write down all the bullshit that Ryan Garcia has put us through. So I don't want to deal with this kid even if he was playing the joke, and if he's not playing a joke, then he needs help.
Sure.
And the shit didn't go away. It continue. We're gonna get into it. It continues this week. This isn't going away. You guys, he just posted earlier this morning they got in a car accident, and now they took it off of the web. But I'm telling you right now, Miguel didn't get to see it because they removed it before he opened it. But I sent it to him this morning. Ryan Garcia tweeted this morning he was in a car accident. Like 6 days before the fight. Is that going to be your excuse? Oh, I didn't tell anyone. But I got a car accident. I hurt my rib. The rib's probably dislocated again, right?
Uh-oh. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be. Oh, this time it's the other rib.
He said he fell asleep. He said he fell asleep. He doesn't know what happened. How bad was this car accident? I don't know, man. I'm 43. Well, I'm 44 now. Fuck.
Had to remind yourself.
Most of the time when you fall asleep behind the wheel of a car, that doesn't end well, Miguel. There's some damage, man. Yeah, this fucking kid. I don't know.
Yeah, let's please get into that, because I was at the casino this last weekend. As a matter of fact, working covering some MMA fights, some PFL fights, and of course I swung by the sports book and got myself a couple of odds here.
Nice.
We will start off, and mind you, this was as of a few days ago. This was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday-ish. So maybe the odds have changed since then. But the money line as of right now, or at least as of Thursday or Friday, Ryan Garcia at plus 375, Devin Haney at minus 500. All right, that is at one location. At another location, at the time had Ryan at plus 500. And Devin at minus 800. And then
plus 500.
Yeah. And then the 10.5 rounds is the over under minus 270 and plus 210. So wow. Yeah, that's I mean, obviously we knew that Haney was going to be I
was going to say that one casino don't even have it a super fight. We have this fight way more
competitive. Yeah.
Competitive than what they had. 5-1. Floyd Mayweather, dude, all of his opponents were like 350, plus 375, right? And we would go, man, they got Floyd destroying this guy, blah, blah, blah. Plus 500.
Yeah. and then that favorite that heavy of a favorite for Devin, minus 800. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So we'll start off there.
And that's decent, because Floyd used to be like in the 1250. Remember, you almost had to always put $1,000 on Floyd to win fucking $100. So at least they got that one correct. But it's the underdog. They got him more of an underdog than what I guess it has to be his antics leading into this, man. I really think if Ryan took this fight serious and left out all the trolling shit, Vegas would have been kinder to him. Because he has a lot of people betting, right? So that plus 500, you get that wrong, you're going to eat. Yeah, the casinos are going to eat their ass because fucking this kid brings some fans. Plus 500, I might drop $100 on that, right?
Yeah.
You're losing, you're paying out 600 to every $100. You're going to eat if you lose this fight.
Sure. Yeah. So that gets us into the tactics that we have been, talking about. We are within 1 week of this. I don't know if I call it a mega fight, but it's definitely a highly anticipated fight. Devin Haney taking on Ryan Garcia on DAZN pay-per-view this Saturday, April 20th. It is Sunday the 14th right now, so within a week it is officially fight week. I don't know what fight week stuff they do in Brooklyn, but usually here, they do the grand arrivals and everything. But I know the usual, they're going to have some sort of press conference later this week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, and then of course the weigh-ins on Friday, then fight night on Saturday. We are within a week now. Besides Arnold Barboza being on the undercard or being the co-main event, I haven't really seen too many other websites providing undercard, the undercard, the matches themselves. Have you seen anybody else that are going to be on the undercard besides, Arnold Barboza against somebody? I don't even know who the hell his opponent is going to be, but have you seen anything else about the undercard?
No, I didn't. No, I did not. And not that I remember. I'm sure we covered it when it was first announced, Miguel, but no, I don't remember off the top of my head. I fucking forgot that we still have some press conferences to get through.
Yeah. Fight week.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be some sort
God.
of media workout or something, like something like that, right? And then on top of that, there's going to be a fucking the final
Wednesday.
presser.
Yeah, Wednesday, man.
And then of course the final face off on Friday for the weigh-in. They're going to be face to face. So we still got some media, or they have some media obligations that they have prior to the fight, which of course we're most likely going to be eating up because we're going to want to talk about it. If at any point something crazy happens during the week, there's a pretty good chance that Andrew and I will get back on here and talk about whatever occurring events leading up to this fight here. But that being said, we've seen, as Andrew was already talking about, these Instagram posts that Ryan has been posting. One most recently where he's arm in arm with some OnlyFans model, and doesn't look like she wants to be there. She's joking around, and everything, and he's like going in for a kiss, and she's kind of not. He's proclaiming that nothing happened, and she's thankfully agreeing and saying, "Yeah, nothing happened, y'all."
But no. Wait a minute. No.
That's the first one.
He tried to say we didn't have sex.
That's what I'm saying.
And she puts, you didn't even get a kiss. No, there's a big difference there because we all know these boys, we all been boys, right? Young boys. You try to come back to the crew with the story that it's a fishing story, right? The fish gets bigger every fucking time you tell it. By time Ryan has made this tweet, it's sex. Sex? You didn't even kiss me on the mouth. What the fuck are you talking about putting your... Yeah. No, she hella checked him. Sex wasn't even close to that, Ryan. So to me, Ryan looked like a fool with putting, we didn't have sex. Fool, you didn't even kiss her. Why were you talking about sex? You didn't get to fucking first base, dog. You didn't home run.
You didn't come back with the panties like in that fucking Sweet 16 movie. Like,
hey, this fool got thrown out at first base, came back to the dugout like, I didn't hit a home run, guys. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get that home run. They'd be like, motherfucker, you didn't get to first base. The fuck you talking about?
Yeah, you were out before you got to first base. I don't understand.
And hey, one of those pictures, it looks like she's prying the hand off. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's risky, dude. I mean, it's
very
like
risky.
It's very risky. It's obvious that, and maybe for all we know, she's, fucking around and just enjoying it. But it doesn't look that way on the pictures because all she has to do is flip her story, and we have proof.
And you can say flip, and she can play victim and say, I just needed to get away from this dude. Right? So he reached over and kissed me. I gave him that, and then I ran, and now I feel like I'm shaking him. And I can't even knock her for it because Ryan's not supposed to be doing that. If those photos are real, where it looked like you jumped behind her and gave her a sneak up kiss on her cheek, you're not. That's assault, dude. You can't do that. Can't grab a girl's butt from the back, right? When she's walking by, you can't smack a girl's butt. Well, you can't jump over them and kiss them either. That's illegal too. So when she gets back to her people, they ask about the date, the hookup, whatever this was supposed to be. Because what's funny, Miguel, is earlier in the week, Ryan said, "Oh, we're just friends. She just came here and we're going to do that." He talks about this. I don't know if it was on their build-up show, the second one, or just one of his. Dude, I've got so much Ryan content on my feed right
floating
now.
Around your fucking brain.
Bro, he's posting like every fucking hour, Miguel.
Yeah.
He's posting so much, you can hear people in the background saying, being like, "Bro, stop posting." Like,
somebody take his fucking phone away. Jeez.
It's so he has them all on this, and Oscar too. He has them all on this thing that he's selling this fight, and that's how they're trying to get away from the he's crazy by going, "Oh, he's just trolling." He knows social media better than anybody, right? Oscar and all of them are playing old man code right now, old man character right now, right? His dad's like, "Yeah, he's been doing it his whole life, so I'm just letting him do his thing." Bullshit. To me, I think Ryan is very nervous about Saturday, what's going to happen to his life after this. I don't think he's prepared himself properly for this fight. Look, and I hope I'm wrong with when he's off his Instagram, he's working out like a madman. I get it. I hope I'm wrong. Last night, he says he's in a car accident. Last night he was having sex. Now, remember, this is a kid that said, or a man that said it didn't matter if you have sex during fight week. Remember, he told us all that. But he's showing us that on the thing, right? So if his performance isn't good on Saturday, you're gonna be like, well, you're a dumbass again because you went against the fucking cardinal rule of having sex when many great champions have fucking told us not to do that. Many great champions. He's then if you look at his feed, he's losing fans all the time right now, bro. There are so many people like, "Bro, I was with you."
Yes, I've seen comments like that all the time.
Yeah, I'm Christian. I thought you were really Christian. You're not. He's losing everything. He doesn't understand that's how social media really works. Like, he got hot. And I think, took a bunch of fans in and he thinks he knows the game. But once you start losing people like that and then you lose in the ring, it's going to be twice as hard the next Monday or the next day. He's got that reality, I believe, coming. The way he's acting, I cannot see Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney next Saturday. I just don't. Miguel, it's almost going to put us back a few years if Ryan beats Devin Haney next Saturday.
The well-being of the sport depends on
Devin Haney
winning.
Hey, I said the same thing when Andy Ruiz beat Joshua. I said that rematch is so important that Joshua makes this right. We do not want the next generation thinking you can eat fucking tacos all the way. Fuck it, I'm supposed to be a light heavyweight, but fuck it, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And, dude, he's bad for the sport on that behalf, right? That you don't want. Well, Ryan, the same. Sorry, Ryan. You're bad for our sport right now, bro. Yeah. Oh, I can drink. I can smoke. I can have sex. Now you're fucking bringing in multiple women on fight week. You're posting, you're going on dates basically during the last fucking week of your fight. And bro, he was in some kind of interview for the UFC. He was even doing some interview for that. And I was like, why don't they have him away from this shit? If he's not talking boxing, he's not talking. The fight is
who's looking after him.
I don't
like who is he needs to somebody needs to, like, if you guys are listening, somebody needs to, and granted, yeah, he's a grown ass man, so but still so many millions depend on him, not just millions of dollars, but fucking hella people too. But like, how come there isn't somebody there saying, hey, no, let's go here. Sorry, I have to fucking treat you like a kid because you're acting like a goddamn kid. Let's go back to the damn, hotel room and just fucking stay there or do something. Because like, and then take. We saw. I was gonna say take his phone away. One of the most recent posts of him with whatever chick this time. The one that is rumored that he's married to or something. Right.
Oh yeah.
With the bottle, right? He gets this what seems to be an upside down Perrier bottle or something like sparkling water, and he has his finger in it, and he's just like, making sure that the water doesn't come out. And he's telling him like, watch, that nothing's gonna come out. I don't know what that exactly proves, but it's like you're kind of putting your hands in danger there, buddy. Like
and he screams "ow!"
Yeah,
he screams "ow" at the end of that video.
Yeah,
I don't know what his finger did, but he screams "ow!" He's just.
Like, who's watching them at least being like, hey, stop doing that shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what that can be done. I mean, I get it. He's a grown ass man, so it's not like you want to watch him. But when he does these self-sabotaging things, it's an obvious cry for help. Somebody needs to watch over him. Somebody needs to be, I don't know, his personal assistant or some bodyguard. I don't know what the hell we need to do. But number one, take his goddamn phone away. Number two, isolate him in training because he's not doing. For as much as he's posting on social media, you would think that's all he fucking does. You would think he's not in the damn gym. Again, you said it earlier. Let's hope they were wrong. Let's hope that he legitimately is. And these photos these posts that he puts on his social media are just random here and there. But for as much as he's posting, man, like I swear this dude's not even in the fucking gym. And then we've seen videos of him, hitting pads and barefoot in his freaking living room. It's like, goddamn it. I've said this to you, and I will say it again. When we had Fight Net Radio, it was Chavez Jr. doing all this shit. Our Mad Boxing Show has Ryan to just clown on his damn stuff that he does outside of the goddamn ring. So
did you see you seen the karate? We did the video.
Yeah,
What was that, bro? What was that? Was he being serious or is that a troll?
There's no way he's not trolling. He has to be trolling because I mean, it's like. He's accomplishing what he's trying to accomplish, getting us talking about whatever the hell he's doing. Probably not in a positive way, most likely the negative way. Granted, it's still talk about him nonetheless. So to some degree, he's winning because he's got us talking about him. But it's not exactly the way he would rather. It's not the good way of talking about him. So it's almost a cry for help. It's like he is trying to get out of this fight. I know we're within a week, but he's trying to get out of this fucking fight.
He's lost endorsements with the things that he said. He will continue to lose endorsements if he fails on Saturday. There's not a winning situation for him without his hand being raised in victory.
And I think he's gonna not just lose more fans at the rate that he's losing now, but like he continues to claim this Christianity. And then does stuff like this. It's like, dude, you can't have it both ways. Whatever fans you have in that religion or that aspect, they're dropping your ass, because
bro,
you can't be claiming this stuff and then posting these retarded stuff on social media.
If he really read his Bible, his name wouldn't be King Ryan. Just wouldn't. It says in the Bible, our God is a jealous God. He don't put up with things like that. No, you just don't. You're a king. No king. There's only one king. You've heard real Christians and real people of religion say there's only one king, right? Yeah. There's only one royal family. You ever heard that? You know what I mean? It's like, no, bro, this dude is that's why I was so interested to see what Tyson Fury. Not saying Fury is like
the authority.
I know he's had faults too, right? Yeah. But I think he takes his religion a lot more serious than what Ryan Garcia does. I would love to see a microphone in front of Tyson on what he thinks about Ryan right now. But Ryan he's not a Christian, man. He's not, dude, he was with the woman last night
a different woman than
woman. He's been married. He has 3 different baby mamas or something like that. Like, no, dude, he's all show. He is a show. Ryan's a fake. He's a fucking phony. What we haven't figured out yet is if his boxing was all phony. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday night because his amateur career, look, we all know amateurs is different, man. It's 3 rounds. It's 3 minutes. When you're real young, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. Like, these are fast fights. If you got fast hands, if you got ungodly like speed, right, then you're probably going to do really good in the amateurs. But this isn't the fucking amateurs anymore. Now it's a 12-round fight. Now it's an 8-round, a 10-round, right? Now guys are putting in fucking technique and they're putting in game plans and all that to break you down. So you're fucking boom, 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 ain't gonna work this time. As we've seen with Tank, what he did to you. I expect Devin. I pray Devin does the same thing. No, we need it. We need a clown to be shown his true colors in the boxing ring, because our sport is not going to do good I'm not going to knock them, but our sport isn't going to do good if we turn into these kids into a bunch of, I can smoke, I can drink, I can have sex, I can go out during the night. Dude, he even says in one of his fucking interviews about staying out all night and how he drink. Oh, it's in the build-up show. Watch part 2. Oh, I drink this special tea and, I'm fucking up all night and I can still go to the gym. Huh? Hey, Reggie, or whoever his trainer, Scott, come here, Scott. Get over here. Tell him that how I was up all night and I still go to the gym. What? Dude, do not tell everyone that you're pulling all-nighters fucking 2 weeks before the fight.
Yeah. Like it's a flex or something, like it's some sort of major flex on his behalf.
I think Bernard and Oscar are laughing. Look, if they didn't like this kid, which I don't think they do, I'm sorry. Outside looking in, I got no proof, but everything that Ryan has put them two men through, I don't think they like him. I don't think they like the fact that he was siding with Mayweather in public. I don't think they like the fact that he was going against them. He tried to sue them. He said Floyd and Al were better than Golden Boy because they're nah, dude, they don't like this kid. So they're probably behind closed doors laughing their asses off right now. They're still going to make a shit ton of money, right? And then kick them to the curb when they're done. Sorry, you're like Ryan just doesn't know who he is. He thinks this whole social media shit's gonna save him. It's not. It's not. Once those likes stop and the fans stop, you're kicked to the curb like fucking trash, bro. There ain't gonna be nothing left. He's gonna have to fight fucking Raleigh Romero on PBC, dude.
Yeah,
that's gonna be their future.
Yeah, that is, because I mean, like, what else? Who else is gonna take him seriously? Who else is gonna take him seriously? Be like, yeah, go ahead, come over to Top Rank. Like, we don't give two fucks.
No way.
Fuck out of here, Matchroom doesn't give two fucks about him. It's like his only other. He's already with Derrick James, which is with Spence and Charlos are all PBC guys. He's already on the way there.
He's also canceled himself with the things that he tried to bring light to. And granted, listen, if the kid was doing it in an honest way with a true heart, right? Like, really wanted to stop child trafficking and just all the conspiracies that he's put out there, right? He talked about Nickelodeon and that pedophilia in Hollywood. Disney ain't gonna want to touch this kid. You think Disney's really gonna put their money behind him when he's come out like this? So you can say I can tell you off the top, ESPN's gonna be like, no, we don't want him. Right, so he's probably already lost it with ESPN. It's just I hope that he was being honest when he was saying all that, and we're only going to know is after Saturday. He's got to keep that whole bringing to light all this child trafficking. I swear I don't know what happened to the fucking telephone footage and all the people he was around seeing all this stuff. I don't know what happened to the Vatican situation. He said he was there. Was that all lies, or is he just not? It's so weird with Ryan, but he's went so far, dude. I don't think he's coming back, Miguel. I really don't. I don't think anyone's fucking with this kid after Saturday night. Al Heyman might be the only option he has left after Saturday night. And that's if his God-gifted left hook doesn't land. That's about all he has, bro. He's got the left hook, and he's going to try to land it, and so be it. That's his bread and butter. But once the lights are off, if he has a defeat, he ain't gonna get a phone call on Monday. I can guarantee you that. Al Heyman will be the only one that will be willing to take his phone call. He ain't even gonna call him. He'll wait until Ryan calls him. Fuck out of here.
No, yeah, that's a good point, because like I was just about to say that. I was like, all right, well, what if he wins? What if that? Then it's like, because you mentioned, right, if he, and I mean, here's the thing. We can go to that left hook all day long because he has it. I get it, but if you watch that fight with him and Gervonta, he threw that left hook 3 times, back to back, and he missed them all. And it was that last time where Gervonta countered with his own left and dropped his ass. It's like, dude, you lead with that. You know, he's already short. You know, talking about Gervonta, and so it was a lot easier for him to duck under that damn left hook, and he threw that shit 3 fucking times, and it's like
even with Durarte, Oscar the
uh-huh.
Durarte fight,
Yeah.
he didn't look that his left hook wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Remember he was taking a lot of punches in that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not looking good, you know, and then we can get into our our predictions, right? We kind of already know we know who the favorite is, obviously Devin, right? And we can get into the details of that. What are we looking at as far as, I guess, if we can, if you know, we put put your back against the fence, Andrew, and we have to force a prediction out of you. We're not just talking about, the money line. We're not saying who, but obviously we're leaning towards Devin, but how does it happen?
I would bet on Devin by knockout. I really would. I think this fight's going to be a TKO. Don't ask. I don't know when, because I really don't know the mindset of Ryan going into this fight. But if he's Oliver McCall, this thing doesn't go past 5 rounds. So you could bet the first 5 rounds, because Devin is gonna be on fire, man. He's coming out swinging with both hands. Ryan's might be in a mental state where a few punches makes him flip off, turn off, right? Where he don't want it. Tries to look for victim card to get out of the fight. So I'm betting TKO all the way on this thing. That's where I would lay my money. Under 12. What's the under over? Do you have the
10.5?
10.5, but what is the money for it? Is it
let me see. For
under 10.5, what do I get paid?
Well, I don't know how this thing even works, actually.
So that's rounds 10.5. So over under, so it's plus. See, look at they got it going under, dude. So the under is negative 270. All right.
Yeah,
The over is, so they don't have it going all the distance.
Okay, so they're leaning towards it coming under 10.5. So
10.5
rounds. The distance.
Yep. So you don't even make a profit on that. Now what is Devin Haney by stoppage? Does it have Haney by knockout on any of those?
Oh no, it doesn't have the prop. It just has the money line and then that over under that I showed you. It doesn't even specify. And there might be some more. Because I got these just last weekend. So maybe at some point, and it was from 2 different sports books, but neither of them had the individual round ones. And I think just because there was a UFC card this weekend, so that was like most of the things. But maybe there might be some more later this week. I'm not sure, but I haven't checked. I haven't checked recently.
I would put $100, a $300 bet. I think is what Lee always liked to say. $300. What would you do? I'm taking $100 and put it on rounds 4, 5, and 6 for Devin to stop him in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round. Does it have rounds on there or no? Not even rounds either.
Not even that.
Damn it to hell, Miguel. Fuck it. I'm gonna put my mortgage on Devin.
4, 5, and 6 now. Yeah, I mean, I tried pulling it up, but I wasn't able to find it. And I have one of the apps. I'm trying to pull it up on the app, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, nothing that I can see, because I mean they should have it already. I don't understand why the hell they don't have it on there to begin with. But yeah, nothing as far as specific rounds. So you're thinking 4, 5, 6? You said it was.
Yeah.
Was that what it was? Okay.
Yes, that's what I would, because yeah, it just let me say it's the greatest mind fuck ever done in sports history if Ryan pulls this off with the way he's acted.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's the greatest fucking mind. Muhammad Ali had nothing on this kid. If this is what we need to expect for his career, right? I remember Muhammad was just great at getting into fighters' heads. I mean, Ryan did the ultimate mind fuck if this was all planned. Trust me, people, I do not believe that's the case at all.
No. I think if it, but of course, if he wins,
that's what he's gonna say.
That's what it's gonna claim. It's I knew it from the beginning. It's no, you fucking didn't, fool. Stop. You're still trying to play us. Stop. You know damn well you didn't fucking play us. I pulled it up on the app. So as of right now, minus 800 for Devin and plus 450 for fucking what's his name, for Ryan. So that's what it stands right now, at least as accurate as it gets on my phone. I just pulled it up on the
That's
MGM.
kind of weird. That's kind of weird. They don't have no prop bets, bro.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, huh? Because like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I looked for it because I found the UFC card and then the prop bets for the UFC card. So like, well, they have to have the Devin. I mean, how is it not going to be one for Devin and Ryan? And I looked for it and I couldn't fucking find it. And I was only on two casinos, so maybe they have them elsewhere. I don't know.
I can tell you that we know Vegas sends moles, right? We all know there's moles in all these gyms. If they got the word that Ryan isn't even doing 7-8 minutes on bag work, mitt work, he's just putting in Instagram fucking highlights. You hear there's one scene where Ryan is hitting with his dad, and Ryan tells his dad Instagram stuff. And so they just start doing this speed little patty cake bullshit. You hear Derek James in the background go, "We need to work real today. Or we need to put in some real work," or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You literally hear the trainer say this, bro. I don't know if it's staged, but it's just like Instagram stuff.
Do you think Jerry James would go along with that, though? Let's say for the sake of argument, it was staged. I don't think he's the kind of trainer that would be like, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and get more views. What do you want me to say? Give me the script?
The rumor is when Ryan was doing that, remember when he's doing the slow-ass shadow boxing weird thing? And Derek James was kind of doing that face.
He was like...
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that he was playing along with the state, that wasn't real. I don't know, so...
It doesn't seem like the kind of coach that would go along with that shit. Like,
I know.
If anybody should be 100% real with their fighters, it's the coach,
Let's put it this way. We all seen Dan Guzin didn't show up to Ryan Garcia's fucking post-fight press conference either. That's one name that gets away from the whole nobody had my back. Dan Guzin didn't have his back either. And you want to know why? Because then Dan Guzin said the kid didn't fucking train. He wouldn't show up when I told him to. He didn't, right? So maybe Derek James comes out with the little truth bomb after this fight with, not doing it again. He's on his own program, and that's not me. I think that's what Dan Guzin basically said after that fight was, I'm not working with him anymore. He's on his own program, something like that. But we've seen it before, so maybe Derek James, he's just in it for the paycheck, right? He signed up, he's got to show up, but after the fight, we're gonna hear, nope, don't want to work with him again, and he's very hard to work. Sort of like what Reynoso said too, I believe.
Yeah, right.
Sort of a pattern here, Ryan.
Yeah, precisely. And that's one of the reasons why I that was the primary reason that I thought he left. The camp, the Reynoso camp. It's just like he's not the big dog there. It was Canelo, and he's like, no, I want to be the big fish in the pond here. So go somewhere else. Goes with Dan or whoever the fuck else it was at the time. And it's just gonna continue. I mean, he's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going until he gets a coach. I mean, no trainer, no coach is gonna let him get away with that shit. If they're serious about making money, and I think to some degree that's why even Derek James is in this position. It's like, all right, I'm probably gonna get a humongous payday with this fight with Devin. All right, I'll stick it through. Yeah, I'll get.
Of course.
Once that goes through, then it's like, all right, we're done, fool, because you just lost. Your next payday is not going to be as a major one. Go find yourself another coach who's willing to, put up with your bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's not looking good. He has, we saw. I mean, it happens pretty regularly. The second a fighter loses, they just take off. It happened with Andy Ruiz. It happened with with Spence now. And they just go off to another coach, and it's not a good look. He's burning too many bridges. It's not like he hasn't already burning a ton of bridges. I'm talking about Ryan here, but now he's doing it with coach after coach after coach. So yeah, that's it's not looking too good. I want to give Ryan a little more credit. I think it's going to go later on into the fight because I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the bad taste that Devin left in my mouth with when he fought Regis. Is he could have finished Regis. He should have finished Regis, and he didn't. So I would like to think that in this particular instance against Ryan, that Devin thinks, okay, not only am I going to beat this guy's ass, but if I make it look spectacular, my stock is going to go through the fucking roof. So that'll give him a little bit more incentive to go out there and finish Ryan. But I'm not sure if he's going to do that. I'm not sure. I think I kind of got the impression he's going to try to play it safe and maybe totally school Ryan for 12 rounds. But I would like to think that he can finish him late. So I'm thinking 9, 10 rounds, there is most likely where he's gonna pull the trigger and go in for the kill against Ryan. So I'm gonna say Devin in 9 or 10. Same thing, TKO. I think he's gonna number one. I think he's gonna drop him. Number two, I think he's going to stop him on the feet. Like the referee's going to come in and pull him off him. So I don't think Ryan touches the canvas twice. I think he goes down once, and then that's pretty much it. But that's kind of the prediction that I'm going with. I think Devin takes it in 9 or 10 TKO stoppage. At some point, we're going to see Ryan hit the canvas. It won't be a total knockout. He'll get back up, but it'll be a reference stoppage at that point. That's where I'm leaning towards. We're within a week. What do you think? What can we anticipate? What do you think is going to happen this fight week? Like we have the press conference coming up. In your opinion, what kind of shenanigans do you think we're going to see leading up to this fight? Like for example, during the press conference.
That's a great question because I wanted to bring that up, man. If I'm Oscar, I'm putting security between these two, and not because of Devin Haney. Listen, if I'm Devin and Bill Haney, I'm turning off this week. I'm gonna go on that podium and be like, "Thank you guys for buying these tickets. We're gonna put in I'm not even looking Ryan's way because it's too easy of a payday to let go right now. To let this kid spit in your son's face or try to trigger him to do a reaction or of some sort. If I'm Oscar and Bernard, I'm keeping them separate. I'm making this fucking press conference as fast as it can because we don't need any more tickets sold. Everyone knows about the fight. If they're watching, they're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Well, don't we need tickets sold? Because we kind of...
Hey, they've already done that part. If the fans don't come, we put it this way. If Ryan and him get into a shoving match, New York might have to react. Because New York, they've already put themselves kind of in the corner with that whole we don't know about his mental state.
Yeah, sure.
Then the kid fucking says he's going to bite his ear off. He's going to kill him. And now you're fighting him at the press conference. They might have to step in at that point. There might have to be something done. I don't know if, say they get into a fight, if they can just find them and then allow the fight to happen anyways. There's so much unknown because of what Ryan has done during this buildup. We've really never seen what we're kind of going through right now with him. His state of mind is in question. We don't know if he's going to do something violent. We don't know if he's going to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much unknown with him right now. If I'm Oscar, I don't need the bullshit on Wednesday. We're putting a fucking glass barrier between them, have podiums on both sides. You guys just do your thing and we'll see, the face off could be between glass. And we'll see what happens on Saturday night. Let's get to the fight. You guys, he tweeted this morning he was in a fucking car accident. That could cancel the fight. Don't we, like how far does he get to go with this shit? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's done death threats. He's done assault threats. He said his mind is weak or whatever the craziness he's put us through. And now he got in a car accident on Sunday or Saturday, whenever it happened, Saturday night, probably. Having sex, posting. When have we ever had a champion post a picture with some OnlyFans model? I believe is what you said she is.
Yeah. Basically, all the chick that wasn't down with the kiss. That chick
no, she's gone.
And then even the one that he was in bed with. Like if you go to what's supposed to, I don't remember her name, but
Savannah something.
He tagged her right on that post.
Yes.
So you click on her right, and it takes you to her Instagram, and of course she has one of those links on her Instagram bio. You click on that takes her to all of the links of her Venmo or whatever the fuck, and sure enough, there's an OnlyFans there as well. So it's like this is the direction that he's going.
We've never seen this. We've never seen this.
The last I remember was when Chavez Jr. got fucking robbed by some like hookers or something, or what the hell? I forgot what it was. But when he was like lying in bed and stuff like that, right? And somebody was like, he was taking pictures. Oh damn it! Sorry, you can hear my dogs.
It's all right.
But yeah, if it's something like that, like that's what last I remember is Chavez Jr. doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then of course he was already not champion at that point, but it was like after his fight with it Daniel Jacobs, or I forgot who the hell it was with. But
Miguel. Yeah, one more time, I gotta compliment you on that comparison, dude. He is fucking Chavez Jr. of this show.
Yeah, right.
God bless Lee and Fighting That Radio. We had Chavez over there to give us all the comedy,
Content.
right?
Yes. Yep.
Content, comedy, content, whatever, however. And now, I mean, Ryan, Lee would have had a fucking field day with this kid.
Mm.
Lee would have had a field day. Could you imagine what he would have been putting Ryan through? It's fucking, especially because he wouldn't believe him, right? If Ryan was using the whole and then the whole child molestation thing, yeah, he's lucky Lee's not here for this fight.
Yeah, ripping him a new asshole with the way he's acting for sure.
Yeah.
That's I mean we have much more content. As long as he's in the sport, we're gonna continue to rip into fucking Ryan for as much because I mean as he deserves that stuff. For the stuff that he's doing now. There is just whatever it is he's trying to do to sell this fight. We can get into that also, but that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw him in his fucking boxers. First thing that came to mind was that episode of 24/7 with Chavez Jr. And it's almost like everybody, I think even Freddie Roach was in his living room waiting for his ass to get the fuck up. This is like the 24/7 before he fought Sergio Martinez, I want to say. And it's just like, you over here just, eating his fucking pop or his cereal, waking up like, bro, you kind of should have already been up. Like, we should be at the gym at this point. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting with those pictures or those videos
and
of
workout in underwear, doing workouts in his underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
it's just it's out of nowhere. But on that note, like we've heard that we can hear it almost the desperation in Ryan's voice in regards to selling those goddamn tickets because they're trying to sell those tickets. I'm not sure that that arena's going to be packed that night. You think? I mean, I don't know what the final attendance was or the live gate was with Ryan and Gervonta, but I don't think this is going to be that. At least not in the arena. Maybe pay-per-view sales, maybe. I'm not sure about live gate. That I'm not entirely sure, but keep in mind Ryan and Tank was here in Vegas, and this fight with Ryan and Devin is going to be in New York. I don't know what additional taxes or fees are going to be over there, but I'm not sure they're going to have that Barclays Center packed. I don't know how many tickets they've already sold. Because I mean, I'm hearing the desperation. These guys are trying to sell tickets. You mentioned earlier that their job of selling tickets is pretty much already done. It's already fight night or fight week, I should say. I don't know whose responsibility can it be at this point forward to see how many more tickets they can sell between now and fight night. Because, like I said, I don't think that arena is going to be packed on fight night. Do we put that weight on De La Hoya's shoulders, saying, "All right, dude, now this is where you promote the fuck out of this fight now this next week here to make sure that more tickets are sold?" Because I don't the way we understand the ticket sales are going is going pretty slow.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up while you were talking there. I was trying to see if I could get glimpse of what the arena looks like as far as what's available still. It's at the Barclays Center, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I hit shop tickets, hit tickets again. How many tickets? We'll do 2 tickets, right? View tickets. Yeah, I'm not really 205. So it seems like the upper tier has been sold.
Okay.
Yeah, the upper, that is all that they only have one section. It looks like I can pick from the upper deck. But the mid section, basically around the whole arena, dude, is all still available. The whole second deck.
What do you see? What price tickets? I mean, yeah, ticket prices are in that center area you're talking about.
We're looking at $800 to $700 for the lower. Oh no, there are some 1,200 still, 1,300. Damn. The lower bowl is still 38, 4,000, 6 grand, 7 grand. So, and that's in only section 24. Section 25, all of them are still there from 700 to 4 grand, 6 grand, 7 grand. That's section 25. That's the middle of the ring, bro. Those are 2 of the middle spots. They haven't sold shit. There's tickets available on all those rows. So they're not sold out.
And what prices are those?
Those are the lower bowl from 700 to 7 grand.
Oh,
lower
shit.
20. That's the lower 24 section to the lower 22. It says. So, and then if I go above it to section 8, Lower 8, 887. Lower 8, 1,300. So they still have tickets in the 8. And I'm picking the middle of the ring because those are mostly where the big wigs like to be, right? They want to be in that. Yeah. And there's not a great. No, there's not a lot of tickets being sold, man. I don't know if you can make that right on the final week, Miguel. These tickets were high priced. I think everybody knows about the fight. It's not like someone's in California going, bro, let's go to New York Friday. Let's just go buy tickets. We'll fly out Friday this week. No, that those plans were already made. The tickets, whoever's Ryan's fan over here in California, they already bought their seats. So I don't know if you can fix that problem without, lowering ticket prices and maybe going to local radio, TV, radio shows, trying to get free tickets out that way. But no, this is going to be a pay-per-view driven fight, it seems like, because what I was told is it was either about 7,000, I think, tickets left. And if those are all the lower bowl, right?
Yeah, this is, so check this out. Like on top of that, like as far as ticket stuff, this is what I was able to find as far as the fight card. Obviously, Haney and Ryan, right, for the WBC super lightweight title. Arnold Barbosa Jr. versus Sean McComb, 140. Bektemir Melu, fuck, I can't pronounce it, against Pierre Diomba, super middleweights. John Ramirez versus David Jimenez for the WBA interim super flyweight. That's 115. Charles Conwell versus Nathaniel Gallimore, super welterweight. So no recognizable names besides obviously Barbosa. But beyond that, I mean, people are gonna buy tickets for the main event because they're not gonna try to buy tickets to get entertained during the undercard because these no names. And sometimes that's just how it is, right? There's nobody on the undercard, but sometimes they have entertaining fights. I'm not gonna say that doesn't happen. Of course, it happens, but with no other recognizable names on the undercard besides Barbosa, which him in itself isn't exactly a name, a household name at the moment. Doesn't seem like ticket sales are going to increase between now and then.
No, I would not. I don't think they are. I think this is going to be a pay-per-view driven fight. But it's location also. You put this thing in Las Vegas, you're probably going to get more people to show up. I don't want to say there isn't shit to do because we all know there is. Sure. But it's a different scene. The Vegas thing is closer to LA, closer to Ryan's fan base. A lot more people are willing to spend the money to go party in Vegas than they are in New York, especially the New York in its current situation, which, like all major cities right now, does not have a good look. I don't care if we're talking Chicago, San Francisco, Oakland, New York. It's all bad for everyone right now, it seems. Even Atlanta seems like they had like this rise because of gambling, but now it seems like even they're taking hits again because of crime. Just people don't want to go to the casinos. It does, and then gambling, is on the phone now. So fuck,
have to leave your house.
Yeah. So they're making money as far as their online gambling, like Caesars. And I don't even know if they're a good name to bring because they're losing a lot of money right now too.
That's in serious trouble, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But the online is doing fine for most of these casinos. Their online gambling is doing fine. It's they're trying to pay their hotel staff, the fucking, the electrical bills, the AC bills. That's what's hurting when you don't have people coming to the casinos like they're supposed to. We heard fucking F1 wasn't as great as they thought it was going to be. It was like Wynn, I think, is the only one that did great during the F1 race. Hopefully, fucking Super Bowl numbers are going to change that, right? And then you'll see Vegas begging the NFL to come back. Please come back. We'll give you, how many rooms do you want?
Yeah.
Roger, we'll give you the whole fucking strip if you need it. Fuck these guys. They'll give them everything because that was the big stick in their negotiating where they're getting stuck at was the NFL wanted like 2,000 rooms or some shit comped, bro. And Vegas is like, what? But with them doing pretty bad right now and the F1 not really panning out, we'll see how the Super Bowl did for them, how many billions they made on Super Bowl week.
And then let's not forget that Fontainebleau casino that doesn't seem to be doing very well. It just recently opened. I've watched people, because I follow other people on Instagram who live here in Vegas, and they do a bunch of stuff to do with casinos. The casinos look empty as fuck. That fight, I don't remember what fight it was a couple of weekends ago that took place at the Fontainebleau Casino. Like, it was pretty empty in there, man. I'm trying to remember who the hell it was. Because I tell myself every year I'm gonna buy a calendar, and I'm gonna write down the fights that I just passed right out as I go every weekend, and I never fucking do it. So I'm trying to remember right offhand what particular fight took place at Fontainebleau Casino recently. But every so often when the camera pans out, there's like nobody in that fucking theater, bro. So casinos aren't doing that great. They would love to have people come back, and if Super Bowl did that, had people coming in. And this fight's in New York, I get it, right? I don't know why they did it in New York to begin with. It wasn't like either of those guys. I mean, I don't think either of those guys are from there, right?
Nope.
I don't know what it's.
Devin's from the West Coast, then he moves to Las Vegas, which is still West Coast, and Ryan's from the West Coast. Like, what the fuck? Why are we in New York?
Yeah. And I remember initially they said when the fight was first announced, one of the, well, not when it was announced, but it was rumored that it was going to be happening, that one of the locations was going to be T-Mobile, one of the potential locations. And in the end, they ended up going with New York and Barclay for some reason. I actually have visited New York, and I went to Barclay. It's a big fucking arena, dude. It is pretty damn big, but like you said earlier, they're not going to fill it up. It's a very nice facility. It's a lot newer than MSG, not as iconic, of course, but that seems to be where PBC would often go to, their Boxing New York type of thing. And I went in 2018 for a UFC card there. There was a particular UFC card that Connor did the whole like fucking bus and dolly issue. That's actually the event that I went to. But it's a really nice venue. I'm not going to say it's not. It's much newer than MSG, of course, but it's big, and they're not gonna fill up that arena. A lot of people who buy, I think this tends to happen whenever you buy the cheapo tickets, you get upgraded, automatically you go to get your ticket, like, oh yeah, we can have you sit here instead, bring everybody down closer. That's probably what it's going to end up happening. But yeah, these casinos, these fucking, a couple of, specifically that Fontainebleau one, in addition to Caesars, not doing very good as far as, attendance and, betting for that matter.
They have to find a way to bring the young crowd, I think, back. Their prices are pretty heavy just for the gambling experience. I think they've outpriced themselves for the degenerate gamblers. Degenerate gamblers can go to the internet now. Degenerate gamblers can go to Indian casinos. And I don't know if you've ever been to one, but they're pretty nice out here in California, man. I've
been to the Pachanga. That's the only one that I've been to. The one in Temecula. Yeah. That's the Repachanga resorts. I think that's the only one that I've gone to. Yeah.
You have restaurants in them. You have comedy shows. You have golf courses connected to some of them. Hotels. Like, they've got everything that you need if you're just a gambler, right? They got all the comps, same comps that you get in. You get free meals, get free rooms, get free money. Same shit. I'm not spending the thousands of bucks to go over there. Your fucking breakfast burrito is $30 now. Your cup of coffee is $14 now. Yeah. What degenerate gambler wants to spend that type of money to do something that they can do at home now with the same look? The casino even looks the same. It's not like you walk in, before an Indian casino used to be like a bingo hall, right? You walked in and you knew you were in an Indian casino. I was like, this ain't Reno, this ain't Vegas, bro. Yeah, not anymore. Now the fucking place looks as pretty as one over there. They've got an uphill battle with the gambling side. So they got to find a way to bring back the kids who want to party, excuse me. So I'm thinking a lot more college, big games will be happening in Vegas. The Oakland Athletics, if that gets done, they have always been a good farming team. They know how to build teams. The A's issue is they don't keep those teams. They literally, the guys will fucking get great players and they sell them. That's what the owners kept doing. Trade for money, for more draft picks, but most of the time it was for revenue. That's that whole Moneyball bullshit, right? The whole movie was made off of that. What I'm hoping with the Athletics, and this was before the Las Vegas thing, is when they get their stadium, then their owners will be like, all right, we need a team now because now we got to win. We have all this fucking debt. We need a team. the A's will know how to turn that around and start winning championships because these guys, they're good scouts. They have a good farming system. So I see potential for the A's if they get their stadium. Mark motherfucking Davis?
Yeah.
I got no hope for. I got no hope. The Raiders, come on. Since 1980, 82, I think, is our last Super Bowl, bro. Win.
Super Bowl, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Win.
I was gonna say Super Bowl attendance or fucking like actually.
When we do go back to the Super Bowl, it's 1 year. Oh wow. You waited 30 years to make one run. 30, and I know it's plus 30 years, but I'm trying to, trying to shave some face here. But you hear what I'm saying? Like, we went one time, bro. It was no, we waited 30 years, but then we drafted Tom Brady and went to 10 consecutive fucking Super Bowls. No, it was that 1 year you went. You lost, and now you haven't been back again for 20-something years or whatever the bullshit is. From when did we go? In 2001, something like that. So it has been like 23 years since we've been back.
Damn.
So I don't have any faith in him. I don't know. They need a Super Bowl. Basically, the Vegas made that fucking stadium to host a Super Bowl. That's it. Because I don't see Mark. The Raider Nation has not shown up yet, and I don't see it showing up at the prices. Once again, the prices that Vegas is demanding to stay there to watch the football game, Raider fans ain't used to that shit. That wasn't Oakland. That was not Oakland. So they need a new fan base, somebody that wants to see a winner, right? Got to get a Tom Brady in the draft so you could just get a new fan base that is not used to paying Oakland prices, right? They need basically to start over, and I don't think Mark's the guy to do it. So Super Bowl for them. The A's, I kind of have faith for you guys that the A's can make a fan base in Vegas because they can make teams. They know how to make teams. So yeah, that's all I got for Vegas, bro.
No, yeah, we just closed the Tropicana. Like, that was the original intended location for the stadium that they're going to build for the Athletics. I don't know if they're still going to have it there or not, but regardless, the Tropicana has officially closed, as far as I remember, earlier this month. I think sometime in the future they're going to start the demolition process, but it's gone. It's officially gone. So that's one of the oldest, I think if I remember correctly, one of the oldest casinos, and it's gone now. So let's hope that everything proceeds as business as usual. They're going to end up tearing that motherfucker down and bringing up that stadium. Whether or not it happens there, I don't know, but let's hope that it does, because trust me, anytime. Like, and this is weird. I don't watch other sports. I watch fight sports. I watch MMA. I watch boxing, and I watch pro wrestling. So I'm not really into other sports. But one thing that I have noticed is as soon as the Raiders got here, people became Raiders fans. Right? It's just that's our city now, right? Same thing with the Golden Knights. I don't think we used to have other minor league hockey teams here.
Right.
They're all minor league, but even those had a nice little core, like, rabid following. Now we have the Golden Knights on top of the fact that we, winning the Stanley Cup. So now it's like, now there's a huge fan base. So I suspect what you said is right. Like, once we get the Athletics, I think we're gonna be able to build a fan base pretty quick.
Yeah.
Here in Vegas, I mean.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's a good way to cap off the show. A nice little in-depth view at this weekend's fight pay-per-view, the Zone pay-per-view between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And let's not forget, this is a title fight. This is Devin Haney defending his WBC super lightweight title. So looking forward to seeing how this ends up. In the event something happens midweek, like let's say some crazy shit happens at the press conference, we'll be back, even if it's for 45 minutes, hour show, just to get you guys some content talking about whatever.
I'm going to check the phone right now. You keep talking. I'm going to look, because he was in an accident. I want to know if there's any breaking news about the fucking car accident.
Yeah, or somebody screenshotted something, right? And something along those lines. So we'll make sure to bring you guys some sort of content in case something goes popping during the week, which most likely will, right? I mean, even what Andrew was saying, we're expecting, we would hope that Bernard and Oscar take the safety precautions of putting that fucking plexiglass between them, sort of like Mayorga and Vargas back in the day, pushing that shit into each other's faces. we expect something like that could potentially happen, especially after hearing what Ryan Garcia talking about, like, yo, they're gonna have to. Have you thought Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson security was big? Wait till you get a load of us, kind of thing. So if something were to happen during the week, whether it be just the press conference or even the weigh-in, because keep in mind, these guys still have to make weight, and these guys look great. I'm not gonna say they don't, but even Devin Haney was talking about how, quote unquote fat Ryan was looking. So we expect Ryan to make weight, no problem, right? I mean, who knows what other distractions he's going to have this week leading up to it. Maybe he's already on weight. We don't know about it, of course. But if something were to happen, we will make sure to bring it up with give you guys some sort of midweek show just to kind of talk about that and get the juices flowing there. It's going to be a semi, pay-per-view card, not that great. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to the main event. We'll see, price ranges and whatnot for the pay-per-views. But any luck, Andrew? Were you able to find out? All right.
Nope, there's nothing. The first post on my page though, he tweeted, "I'm losing followers, laughing my ass off." So that is something very common that I've been seeing on his comments. Is fucking people are like, I just can't ride with you anymore, and it's true, man. I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of lost it up here. I don't know if he's trolling or if he actually lost it, but he's doing a great job of acting if he did it.
He's going too far off the edge to be trolling at this point. I think maybe if it started as trolling and it's just got out of control and he's like, well, I'm just gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. It's far beyond trolling at this point. I think he's got some loose screws up there that someone needs to fucking tighten. Yeah. So nonetheless, thank y'all once more for joining us. As we always like to have you guys here. We always enjoy bringing you guys this sort of content. And again, if anything were to come up during the week coming up, leading up to this main event on Saturday, we will most definitely be putting some content out there. And then, of course, obviously, next Sunday after the fight in our post-fight review, we can go in depth as to what happened. We're going to be taking some notes. I'm going to be keeping scores if the fight does go the full 12 rounds. But as always, thank y'all for joining us. We will see you guys potentially next week, maybe even sooner, depending on how it goes. But as always, thank you for joining us. We will see you guys very, very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace, y'all.